Hello everyone, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and this is lesson 15 in the violin class for beginners. Welcome, and I'm delighted to see you back here today. Today is going to be a lesson on the fourth finger, and we have learned fingers 1, 2 and 3, so I thought we're going to add the fourth finger to that, but we haven't got any exercises in this book. In my opinion, this is a slightly more modern way of playing. We know that the Crickboom method is a very tried and tested method, but we want to keep up to date with our learning and learn the fourth finger today. So let's go ahead and get started by putting your violin up on your shoulder, and I want you to check over your finger line. Your thumb is just peeking over the edge there, and then we've got this nice big space for a tennis ball, so when we play our fingers look almost like this sort of claw-like shape. Here we go, and we're going to play our fingers A, 1, 2, 3. You remember from last lesson that fingers 2 and 3 are together. And then we're going to add our fourth finger, and our fourth finger is going to be a space away from the third finger. So will you play with me? A string first. One finger on A. Second finger a space away, listen carefully. Third finger right next door. And here comes our pinky. Have a space between your third and fourth fingers. Listen to what that sounds like. Shall we do that again? Now, if you couldn't quite make it with your little finger, you want to bring your elbow a little bit further under the violin. So let's try that, shall we? Take all your fingers away. Make sure that this row of knuckles is level with the strings and not below the finger line like that. Can you see that? So this is way too low. So I'm hoisting my hand up so that this row of knuckles is level with the strings, and that will help you reach that fourth finger. So open A to start with. One finger. Finger 2. Finger 3. And stretch your pinky. Awesome. Take a look at the pattern that my fingers make. So fingers number 2 and 3 are really close together. Finger number 4 can reach if your elbow is further under. So if you can't quite reach, you might try and nudge your elbow, and it's much easier to see that if I show you here. So this is the difference. Alright, now so that we create a little bit more flexibility in your shoulder, let's put your bow down and let's repeat our plucking exercise that we've done in previous lessons. So your thumb this time goes in the corner there, and I want you to bring that elbow underneath the violin, so your elbow is almost in front of your tummy this way, and your fingers go up and over, and your pinky reaches across to the G string. Now if you can reach it here, I'm going to be almost certain that you can reach it here as well, you see, in a moment. So let's go and pluck that G string, and we're going to pluck it 4 times. Here we go. 1. Your ring finger is for the D string. 4 times again. Middle finger for A. Index finger for E. Good job. Give your arm a really good swing. And again, we're looking to open your shoulder here and then bring your elbow under. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. Let's do that again. 4th finger, pinky on the G string. And you might actually find that you're creating some heat here, and you're building muscle right there, which we need for when we play the 4th finger. So let's repeat this one, shall we? 1. Your ring finger is for D. Middle finger for A. Index finger for E. Whoops. Index finger for E. Super. And give your arm a good swing again. Right, let's put your violin down and just relax your shoulders and relax your upper arms a little bit, because that's quite hard work, and if you've not been doing this for long, you will start to feel it. So whenever you feel tired when you play, will you promise me to take some breaks and just allow the blood to flow again? Okay, once you're relaxed, we'll pick it up again and we'll play that fourth finger again. So check over your finger line and your thumb and your tennis ball, and we're going to go back on the A string, playing with long bows, every note twice now. Here we go. And A. 1, 2, 3 is right by the side. And pinky has a gap. Finger 4 this is. And let's play this pinky again, and then we're gradually going down this scale. Take your pinky away. And take it away. And finger 1. Super playing, well done. So let's think about what these notes are called now. We know that A with no fingers is called A. A with one finger is called B. A with 2 fingers is called C sharp. 3 fingers is D. And the 4th finger is E. Now you may think we tested the 3rd finger with the open D string in our last lesson. Maybe you can remember. So if we've done it correctly and we're playing the 4th finger, perhaps, just maybe, we might be able to test this 4th finger on A with the open E string, because there should be 2 E's that should sound the same. So when you're ready, let's try that, shall we? Check over your finger line, your thumb and your tennis ball. And now we're going to play A, 1, 2, 3. Then once we've reached the 3rd finger, we're going to test it with the D string. And then we add finger number 4. And then we're going to test this 4th finger with the E string. Here we go. And every note twice. Check with the D string now. And pinky. Let's see if you could play the E string. Now, for some people that will be super challenging, because you need to create a tunnel, as it were, underneath your fingers for that E string to ring freely. So it may be that by accident you're touching the strings with your fingers. In that case, you want to try and bring your elbow a little bit further under the violin so that your fingers come more upright, and maybe, just maybe, you can play an E string and hear it. Now, please don't worry if it doesn't work for you today, because that is quite a step up from the level at which we have been playing so far. And in that case, if you find that impossible to do, listen to me playing it with the E string, and then you can match your tuning to the sound of the video. We will get back to this technique a lot in future. So if it wasn't quite working for you today, it really doesn't matter. However, if you manage to do that, you want to make sure that your fingers are nice and in the middle on your strings, so that you're not having your fingers sort of on the edge of your fingertip, but right in the middle. Okay, so it might be that you managed this today, but still your fingers aren't quite in the right position. So let's try that. And what I'd like you to check once you've played is that you've got some markings on your fingertips. And I don't know if you can see this, I'll try and show you. You can see that I'm playing more or less, I have two lines in some of my fingers because I just showed you the wrong way. But you can see one main line where I'm always in the same track with my fingertips. And you can see, if you look very closely, that on finger number 1 and finger number 2, the start of this, you've got like a slight slanted dent, but the middle of the top of the dent is roughly on these two fingers in the middle of your nail. Can you see that? It's different on this finger and certainly different on your pinky, where it's much more sideways, but that's what we're aiming for. If you don't know what I'm talking about, forget about it. Okay, it may be that you've got a line in your fingertips where you always play, and it may be that you don't. But just in case you do, that's why I was showing this to you. So please fret not if you haven't got this line on your fingers. Your playing is still developing, all right? And we'll try that another day. So what I'd like you to do now is join me in a little improvisation with your fingers. So we're just going to play around and I'll show you an example, and then I'll give you time to try your fingers on your own. So I might play this. Your own improvisation similar to this one. I'll give you lots of time to explore. That's different, isn't it, when you suddenly get asked to play anything on your violin. So I'll give you a different example and we can try that again, shall we? So I'm checking my finger line, my thumb, my tennis ball, which you will be used to by now. And now I might explore this. Go yourself and see what you can come up with. That's the drawback about improvising on video. I can't hear what you're doing, and I am so keen to learn how you're getting on with this. So please share with everyone in our community who are learning with us all over the world. Share your experiences. Did you find that all right to do, or did you find that impossible to think of something to play, or did you find some notes worked better than others? And it will be really interesting to hear from you how you get on with this. And for an end of our lesson today, we're going to do one more improvisation and I'll show you a different example. I'll give you one little tip. If you finish again on A at the end of your improvisation, you will sound good, like you will have finished a proper tune. So off you go, make up your own song. And again, if that worked for you, please share with us your experiences. If it doesn't work for you, that's also good. Tell us why you think that is. Maybe you might just feel too inhibited to play, which is okay. I myself used to hate improvisation because I just couldn't think of any tune. So that's perfectly okay if you had just got a moment of silence there and you didn't know how to start. That's okay. Well, we might occasionally do a little bit of this. You might feel that gradually you'll get into the habit of improvising. Yet again, on the other hand, there might be people here who think nothing of it and who just give it a go, and that's also good. So just exploring the possibilities is whatever this is about. Let's do one more joint exercise together, and that is trying to hold the violin with no hands. As we are learning the fourth finger, you might want to hold on to your violin with your neck a little bit more. So let's put your bow away and let's start again with this little button here, sticking it into that little dent in your neck and then sliding it to the side on your collarbone. Try to hold the violin with the corner of your jaw right here and then set it in a comfortable place. And let's see, very gently, if you can just hold it with your neck. And then reset it if you need to. And let's try that again. Can you hold it with no hands? Absolutely perfect. Now, you may remember a couple of lessons ago, we were holding that for 15 counts. Now I want you to try and do something different. And if you feel insecure, please ask somebody else to help you by holding their hands around the violin so that in case you drop it, someone is there to catch it. Okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do now is take away your hands. Can you touch your hands both in front of your violin? And now, can you touch both hands behind your back? And if you can, front and back, that shows me that you're beginning to build muscle strength in the muscles at the back of your neck, but also that you have got a good violin hold. Remember, we won't be here, but you will have to make sure that your violin is on the side. Let's try it one more time, shall we? Hands together in front, hands together behind. Awesome. You've had such a good lesson and you have made such good progress up to this point. Congratulations. You can play all four fingers now and you've got a really good balanced violin hold. So we're going to move ahead next lesson by using more of those fingers. So I very much look forward to seeing you again then. Goodbye.